Okay, I'm ready for the turn then, but there's just one thing that I've noticed that I need to do before I do that. I'm going to get rid of this seminary. A bit up and down about these things because that seminary will give me a +4 and I'm on noughts here. But I do have some religious unrest, which is 2. Not sure if it's going to come down or not. I've got a large army in there as well. I have a Catholic population, you see, and that building is giving me a +4. So do I keep them Catholic and keep the +4 and have the -2 for religious unrest? I think on balance at this stage in the game I do, so I'm going to leave it like that. It means I won't have to spend anything, doesn't it, as well on updating it, so I'm going to leave some areas Catholic. Anyway, I think that's about it, so let's do the turn end for there. Okay, my moves, speed these up a bit. These are the missionaries that I'm sending down to Mexico and New Mexico. As you can imagine, I've planned for a long time this taking of Mexico. It took me a long time to get the Spanish out there, of course. It was either open conquest, direct battle with some large armies down there, sophisticated armies, elite troops, far more research and technology than we've got in military matters as well. So that would have been a struggle. I'd have lost lots, and it would have been expensive to replenish the troops as well. So I decided to go for the heart of their empire, as you know, in order to break it down. I've said this before, but I needed Britain, of course, as a stepping stone into Europe to prevent the Prussians from getting through. But my other risky area was Mexico. At any point they could have launched through, the Spanish could have launched from there into New Mexico or into Texas, and that would have removed an objective of mine quite late in the game. So I couldn't allow that to happen. So I decided to cut out the heart of the Spanish and gain some lucrative territories at the same time. Reason for that is I want some bargaining money late in the day. You know, of course, I've already bought some sort of peace and trade with various people. So that money's been quite handy in doing that. If I can maintain the peace with those areas, then I should be okay now through to the end of the game. We're in 1818, the winter of 1818, approaching the summer of 1819. I've only got to get through to 1825, so that's 6 years, that's 12 turns, and I'm still yet to get through. Large army there, you can see in the bottom of Spain. I'll be moving those soon. They're the ones that were rejected from Northern Africa, if you remember, when I sold North Africa. Well, gave away North Africa to the Ottomans. So I'll be looking to do something with that army shortly as well. Okay, Russians have done nothing really, but apart from being incredibly hostile to me, in their attitude, have simply fought all the time with the Swedes. So that's been great, that really, to have that war going on there, completely away from any danger to myself, it seems. I will be considering moving some troops back to Britain soon. Britain is looking vulnerable. I'm not too worried about Britain, really. It was there only as a stepping stone, like I say, and only to prevent the Prussians getting through. I've bought a decent peace now from the Prussians, and I expect that to last some time because it did cost me a great deal. But there is a Prussian army, if you remember, afloat just off the coast of Spain. I don't know if we saw that when we went through the Prussian moves, so I need to be aware about that. So that last one that showed up there, the new one, the Colombian Republic or whatever it's called, that's the new one. That's just below Mexico and Guatemala and those areas there. So I don't think I'll be negotiating with those. Workers on strike in Mexico. Let's see what Mexico's like now then. It's okay now, it's on a +2, so I think I'll be moving some troops out of there. In fact, I'll do that right away. I've got some up here as well. What do I do with these? They can move that far, and these can move that far. Which way do we go? Can't get to there. I wonder. I think what I'll do is I'll do a bit of a compromise on here, keep them on the road, and just move them up to, say, here perhaps. Okay, and join them up with some from here. Like I said, they're on a +2, aren't they, at the moment or something? I don't know how many there are in this army. 13 in there, so I only need 7 from here anyway, don't I? So take my good troops. And that one's down to 86. Oh, they're at 88 actually, so I won't bother with those either. Let's get the bigger ones in there. 90 and 90. How many did I say? 7, so that's 3. 4, they need replenishing. 5, and then 6. I'll take some of those. I was going to take the general, but I don't need one. I've got one there already, haven't I? So let's have some more of these down there as well. Okay, so if I fill up that army now from here, from there, they should have some movement left as well. Oh, great. We've got the most movement. I think this one. Oh, no. Oh good, they've gone in now. Thought they'd missed each other again. Let's just check on how happy Mexico is. Oh, it's still on 0, so we're okay there. Same scenario here with seminaries and things, or religious buildings. I think these here are on a... They're all Catholic anyway, aren't they, at the moment? I don't know what this one is. It's given me an option to build in there. I wonder... I could convert them. At the moment, they're quite happy. What's that? Religious unrest, actually, a -2. So it might help, actually, if I did convert that place. So I will do. I'll just build... Where is it? There we go. Church school in there. It's only 500, so that's not much at all, is it? Okay, if I bring the ships over to there, I had originally tended to... wanted to bring an army over from Mexico to the port and then move across, but I think I can do it this way. You know, my usual relay method. Moving troops around. Okay, now I'm hoping that Navy will be able to get near enough to take somewhere else. I'm thinking about getting where is it? Jamaica. That's another good one to have. I destroyed everything on it, didn't I? There's only rebels in there. I've got a large army I'm sending over to take it, to be honest with you. Really don't need one this side. Oh, I think I've got a fleet around here somewhere. Yes, I have. Got this one here, haven't I? So, I'm hoping if I join them up, I should be able to get to Jamaica from there, shouldn't I? Let's give it a try anyway. Okay, now I've got to decide what I want to do with this one. I think I'll move them down here somewhere, just to, well, head them in that direction anyway. Ah, good, he's just out, that's the main thing. I wonder if I can take those ships, those armies out yet. I don't suppose I can I? I wouldn't have thought so. 10, 17, mind you, they're quite happy, aren't they, really? Can they move though? Well, they can get all the way to the port. I wonder if it's worth moving those now. Anyway, I'll have a think about that in a moment. Let's sort out the Jamaican attack. Here we go. Should be able to land them in there, and then I hope I've got some movement left. Oh, where have the troops gone? They should be there. Oh, of course they're here, aren't they? Right. Okay, can they move? Can that army actually move? If it can, we'll have Jamaica. Oh, no it can't. What a shame. You know what it'll be, don't you? These guns or something, won't it, that are just restricted. Let's see if I can take, say, half of them. These. Yes, I can, can't I? So, okay, let's get those in there. They won't let me attack, by the way. Be careful of that one. If you're in an army that can't reach, and then you ask them to go and do the attack, they'll lose all of their movement, simply because some of them in there can't reach. Now, if you look there, they can reach, all of those, and of course the artillery will come on as extras afterwards. Well, I'm just going to wait for my artillery to come along, set up quite far to the rear, and then shell him from a distance and blow him to pieces. You've seen one of these fairly recently, so I'll not be showing this one again. So I'll just, I could auto-resolve, couldn't I? But in fact, it's probably the best thing to do, isn't it, really? Because I can do it quite quickly if I do that. I think... Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll just auto-resolve that, because I can be quite quick about it, can't I? Okay, victory. What did I lose? 124. Don't think I'd have lost that many, but I don't think I should complain about that one either. So let's see how happy this place is. 4 and 7, income of 534. Is it worth spending 500? I think it probably, on balance, is. I don't think it's going to be worth building a fortress in there, or anything else. I don't, to be honest with you, even think it's worth replenishing those troops. Ooh, actually, they took quite a few hits, didn't they? I'm going to replenish those because they're really nice troops. I don't want to see those get wasted. And in here, these take some hits. Let's just replenish that artillery as well, because it's a bit silly, isn't it, having poor quality artillery around. In fact, while I'm here, these are 2 Chevron infantry. Let's do those as well. Okay, other than that, I wonder if I could amalgamate these in such a way that I can get rid of one of the units. Might be worth doing that, you know. Let's just get them all together, because it's costing me a lot of money to maintain units in these far-flung places, which is what they are now, far-flung. And 42, no, 33 left in that. I'll just disband that one. Okay, that makes a bit more sense, doesn't it? They're still happy in here? Yeah, still very happy in there, not a problem. These here, if there's any big hits on here, I could disband those as well, couldn't I? So, 86, 81, no, there's nothing in there. Oh, actually, that's a nice unit. Just replenish that one. Okay, right, I think that's just about it there. Jamaica, nice result. This should be quite cheap, so it's the first building, 1275. I'm going to go for it. It's 2 turns anyway, isn't it, that we get it. And then I'll put trade in here as well. Only 1250. It's fairly cheap, and they're done in 2 turns, and it'll give me a trade route along here. So not only will it increase the income, but it'll give a trade route. So I think it's got to be worth doing that. So that's region captured, ancillary gained, workers on strike. Which one was that? That's New Spain. Oh right, they're on zeros. So we're okay there actually. Left quite a decent sized army in there, so shouldn't really have a problem with that. So I'll leave those then. With that, I think these should be now converting it, are they? Oh, still 0% and 0%. Just going to check this place just to make sure there aren't any seminaries in here or anything. Don't seem to be, there. A lot of buildings, but can't see any seminaries in there, so I don't quite know why that is. A couple of places where I can build oh, that's a port, I don't want that. Let's have a quick look round, see if I can find out where I can perhaps build a church school then. Make them a little happier. And perhaps down here somewhere, maybe. Church school, come on, is there another place? Can't see one, I bet there is one though. What's that? That's me building a church school down there, isn't it? So I probably didn't need that one I've just built up there, but it said there was more than one area free, didn't it? So I suspect it means ports, and I don't want the ports, do I? Will I really need to improve this? At the moment it's giving me 250 wealth, it will give me 309, so it's only going to make me 59, isn't it, per turn. It costs a heck of a lot, 2,550. So I don't think I'm going to bother with that. We have got some problems here. Emigration to colonies, okay, who cares? Food shortages, that should go down. And tax burden, we don't tax a lot, do we? So I'm actually not going to worry about that. I'm not going to go so far as building, you know, a palatial estate anyway to make them happy. That would be silly. I'd be far better off just building fisheries, I think. How much is a fishery? Fishery is only 600, and it will give me 300 to the regional wealth instead of an extra 50 that the palatial estate would have given me. I'll do that actually. Let's have a fishery. Maybe it's worth having another fishery up here just to keep food shortages down as well. Okay, let's do that. Okay, excuse me. Right, trait gained. New town emerges. Where's that one? Pennsylvania. I don't think I'm going to be building anything else in Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania's quite settled, isn't it? You know, 12's got no troops in there, and it's up to 12. I don't need any better buildings, because I don't need to raise any better troops in there, because you really only get Republican Guard, and I've got all the Republican Guard that I need, so it's just not really worth doing that. Okay, let's go back to Jamaica, wherever it's gone. And I'll just move this fleet here down towards Curacao, sorry. I'm moving towards Curacao because basically I want to see what's going on down here. I'm a little bit concerned that the Dutch might be my main threat in the future. Okay, now I will move that Guatemalan army, which is here. This one. I wonder if I can move all of them. Do you know, I can. What am I doing there? Am I destroying that building? No, I'm building it, aren't I? So that should be okay. Just wondering if I'm destroying any sort of religious buildings. And those religious buildings are giving me plus points. I've got to be careful. No, I'm not doing, am I? So let's build that one up then as well, so we can convert these guys as well. A bit of a risk here doing this, because by not leaving anybody behind, I'm inviting an invasion from here, but I am hoping to take Panama as well at some point, so I'll get these over to there. I think I want to get rid of that as well, don't I? Don't need a dry dock. Maybe I'll build a fishery in there. Okay, and then they'll get their next turn, and then we can move those out to somewhere useful. I don't think it's worth replenishing those, because when you put them on ships, they stop replenishing. Oh, they're already anyway, so I don't need to be concerned about those. Okay, right. Over in South Texas, I've moved my army already, haven't I? So I don't need to worry about that one. All my rakes, they all need to go south, wherever they are. These here. I can't choose several at once. They're moving south anyway, but they need to move a little bit further south now. I need to get them to go to Panama. Really? And okay. And come on, you two. Great band that, you two. In case you've not heard of them. Right, and over to here as well. Okay, so get some rakes in there. We'll do spying further south. I'm expecting maybe to get as far even as the Dutch areas within the time space that I've got available. So we shall see. Anyway, just check for time, see how we're doing. Oh, we seem to be going okay, about halfway through. Right. Now over in Europe, I wanted to get this Spanish army doing something. Do you remember the one that came out of that territory? I'll get that. What do I do? Do I move them there? Do I move them there? I think I want to take Gib with it, really. Gibraltar. Do I move to there and then across? No, I'll take the fleet up there and pick them up. I think they should still easily be able to reach afterwards, shouldn't they? So, yeah. Okay. Right. Ottomans have got a navy out there now, and what they're planning to do with that. Now, I should be able to land here, and hopefully I've got enough movement left to be able to take Gibraltar. I think I destroyed everything in Gibraltar, didn't I? Don't remember now. Probably did. It was to make it worthless to the Spanish to take back. So, it served its purpose at the time. Gibraltar is not a wealthy area. It's really, it's the Rock of Gibraltar, isn't it? It's the area that controls the Straits of Gibraltar. That's what's so important about it, really. Okay, so going in against next to nothing there. Oops. Phone going off. Sorry about that. Sorted, answered by somebody else, which is good. Right, okay, two armies going off in there, and I think we're just going to murder them. I'm just going to do an auto-resolve on that one as well. I don't suppose they're going to surrender, are they? So, do an auto-resolve on there. Victory. Right, okay. 114 killed there. I might just... I will build, actually. I'll build a town in there, whatever it is. I don't think I'm ever going to have a problem with... oh, yes, maybe I'm going to have food shortages in there. I'll just stick a little fishery in there as well. I think it doesn't do any harm. It's only 600 and it really does add to the wealth, and I don't know, I think it's worth having. I know people say you need a trade port in there, and they're right, you do need trade ports, they're worth more, but they cost a lot more to build, and I'm approaching the end of the game. It's just not worth me paying out for things like that. Now this army, I'm going to replenish these up to here, like that, and I think I'm just going to get rid of these. They might be okay for holding that territory though afterwards, but I'm not interested really. I'm just going to get rid of them. What I should have done, really, was check the place was happy after I got rid of those, shouldn't I? By moving them out first and then disbanding them. But no, get rid of those anyway. So what have we got with these? I could actually, before I do that with that one, I'll just amalgamate some of these. Let me just take these off, and then because I can get rid of that 44. I don't think I need a 44, do I? Okay, that's it. Let's move him around. Come on, what are you doing? There he is. Okay, they're gone. Got any other small units? Gosh, look at them, they're down to 30. Wow, it's really, really low. I wonder if it's worth getting rid of, if I need all of those as well. I might just amalgamate some of those. Thinking Publican Guard are expensive. No, I'll replenish those. And I'll replenish those as well. Okay, I should be able to defend the place nicely if, as they say, push comes then to shove. I don't know if anybody's going to want to attack me there, because it's not a very lucrative area, is it, Gibraltar? And if I lose it, I've got troops in other places where I can just move in afterwards and take it back, haven't I? So just check on time. Yep, oh, still doing okay. That's good news. Now then, I'm wondering about going to Britain, getting some troops to go back. This place is quite happy, actually. I'm wondering actually about moving completely the army out. You know, I think I will. You know, I'm going to move this army here out to here if they'll reach. Yes, they will. Right. Okay, maybe I should have just left those African troops behind. You know. So. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's choose the troops first. Should have maybe just left those 3 African units behind, shouldn't I? But I can always backfill it anyway. They're fine, aren't they? I'm not worried about that at all. So let's get these out of here and ferry them again, as we do. If I go up to there, that should probably do it, shouldn't it? Just get up to there with those. Join up with that. I don't think they've moved, have they, this turn? Nope. And then move that one back. That's the one that they've just come off, isn't it? So these should reach further. I got that right? Yes, I have. Okay. So if I now move those back to where they were, so I can use them as ferrying troops. Okay. Or as ferries for troops. I'll just get rid of that building, actually. So look how much that's going to cost me to rebuild that. 5,740. I don't think so. Okay, so take those and we'll get those up to London, which they can reach. Excellent. Oh, hang on a minute. Didn't seem to be going into the port then, did he? Right, he is now. Brilliant. Now, will the troops move? I'm not sure they'll reach, but it's worth a try, isn't it, I suppose? Oh yes, look, I'll get to London. Oh, that's brilliant. Great, well we've got our nice little staging post there now in London as well, haven't we? I'm going to move one of these ships back, actually, because that ferrying motion is quite a handy one, isn't it? So if I put one back into there, I might use that in the future. I could always build another one there, of course. It won't take long, one turn to build these kind of things. But it is quite nice to have that available, I think. Right, okay. I think... oh yes, I know. I need to kick the ministers as well. I had a problem. I don't know which one to go for, really. The head isn't really the most important. It's probably more this one here, the European one. I'm going to kick him. Alright, I've got a plus there. That's good. Right, he's not very good. What traits he got? Industrial Revolutionary, Stallholder, Frugal and Thrifty. What's he? Pious. 1 to zeal, -1 to religious unrest. No, I think we're probably better off having that one there, aren't we? Yeah, I'd put him in the Treasury, but the Treasury one seems to be doing really well, actually, doesn't he? think we'll just stick with that, actually. That European one seems really good to me. Okay, I wonder if I've got time to do a turn end. I think I probably have, actually. Just about 5 or 6 minutes left. So, a region captured, trait gain, trait gain, trait gain. People like to see prestige and things, don't they? So there we go, that's where we stand. And victory conditions, you know, 38 out of 22 needed, 6 out of 7 regions held. We don't yet have Upper Louisiana. Next turn I expect to get 25,500, just over 25,500. And that sort of gives you an idea of how we're doing in terms of tax policies. And then over here you can see, well, you've seen the ministers already, and they're the trade screens. Remember, we're trading with lots of different places. I don't know who's blocking the United Provinces, but I suspect it's Sweden that they're at war with. Have a quick check of that. Who would the United Provinces be at war with? They're at war. Oh, France! Huh. And France and the Italian states. Interesting. So it looks like France might be blockading their port. Oh yes, they are. Look. So with a bit of luck, we might find that some of these fleets, that's a Prussian one, some of the fleets that the United Provinces have got will come back and sort them out. But I'm quite happy, because if I'm not trading with the United Provinces, I'm trading with France. France seem to be building up a fairly decent navy in there as well, don't they? Got there. Oh, actually, until you look at it and see what it's made up of, it's not very good at all, is it? Might well be worth me building some Indiamen, actually, or if somebody goes to war with me, I'll certainly steal some trade ships and see what I can do about that. Let's do a turn end while we've still got a few minutes left. Okay, taking a while to go through. Ah, that's good. I don't know who my troops were then that were flying across from east to west. I think it's these over here, isn't it? They come from New Mexico or something. Yes, I remember now. They're the ones that I sent over towards the French, weren't they, in the Americas, to, I don't know, attack Upper Louisiana, or perhaps defend against any possible incursions from Upper Louisiana. I saw some, I think they were United Provinces, a few ships with a large army on there heading somewhere. It looks like I might be heading for war with the United Provinces if that was in the American sector. We'll have a look. I'll have to leave a note for myself to check that. I'll just leave this on while I'm doing so. United Provinces. Fleet with army. Right. Hope for myself to check that one, see where it's going to. Okay. French, just one ship. I'd like to know what any of them are doing over there in the Americas, really. Oh, crikey. French are doing quite well, actually, aren't they? I expected them to struggle much more than they are doing. In fact, I really expected Germany and, well, I say Germany, Prussia and the United Provinces to gang up on them, since I'd got such a good, expensive peace with them, and that France would start to lose regions. I had considered the possibility of there being only one place left to take in Europe after the Prussians and the United Provinces had taken the others, and then I could just jump in and take Paris, and that would free up the Upper Louisiana and even Lower Louisiana. Blimey, I was trying to say Lower Louisiana and go in Louisiana then. Anyway, okay, nearly at the end of the turn. The Ottomans are my friends now. It'll be interesting to see in North Africa if they start to build up some troops in there. I did check one of them, actually, off camera, just to see how they were doing, and I don't know which one it was, Tunis or wherever, and they've got it zero taxed at the moment, so it's obviously not a happy place to be taken over by the Ottomans. Not going to show me anything else, is it? What have I got left? I think I've still got the Prussian move, have I, to show? So it must have been the United Provinces then. It wasn't the Prussians, was it? That were over in the Americas, if indeed it was the Americas. Anyway, one's with a fleet on. A fleet with an army on. Okay, usual story. Russians and Swedes. Persians are just breaking down a trade fleet there. That's a pirate fleet that's attacking a trade route. I tend to abbreviate things for my own notes, so somebody raiding a trade fleet might well become, or raiding a trade route might well become a trade fleet to me. if I haven't got any trade fleets, I'll just know what that is, just my own abbreviations. So right, let's see what the turn end brings on. See if I can just go through the turn end markers in the last couple of minutes that I've got. Agent recruited, Protestant missionary, that's in England. Somebody said to me, you've still got a missionary in England, what are you doing with it there? Well, I don't know what I did with it, it's so long ago actually, because I'm several videos ahead of everybody else now, but I think England is still, see look, it's still only 97%, which is, I really do find it a bit strange. People have said to me there are colleges, seminaries rather in there, but there aren't, so I don't quite understand that. Okay, school in Spain, church school in Spain, and agent recruited, that's the missionary that we've looked at in England. Okay, well, nothing more to look at. 45,000 I've got there, and 25 more to come in, so that's 45, 50, 60, so that will be 70,000 next turn if I don't spend anything. We'll see about that. But I'll just have a quick try, you never know your luck, with the French for Upper Louisiana. Regions. I'd like Upper Louisiana, please, because that will win me the game. And I'll pay you everything I have. Don't have that much. Right, 45,000. 45,000, I've got 45,735. Let's see if they'll give it to me for that price. Somebody said to me, I think they said they paid 50,000 for it, or they said 70,000 and 150,000 for Lower Louisiana. No, I'm wasting their time apparently. By the way, I've tried regions and all sorts of things. Nobody seems to want to take a region from me, whatever it is. I can give them the whole of Britain, I can give them the whole of Spain, everything, and they still don't want to give me that, so it's a waste of time, even trading regions as far as I'm concerned at the moment in this game. Now, as for trade, oh dear, time is slipping by now. Sweden and United Provinces are still blocked, United Provinces. I wonder if I can have a quick look though, I've still got time, stealing a bit of time here to find out where that United Provinces fleet is. I might just have to have a look back, I was going to say, look back at the video, move. Look at all those men on there, and he's got a 5th rate and a 3rd rate on there. He can be going nowhere really, can he? Other than unless he's going for Lower Louisiana. Do you know, he might be going for Lower Louisiana. Now, would I want the United Provinces in Lower Louisiana anyway? I think he's within range, of reaching there, and it looks like that's where he's going. He hasn't touched any of my territories, has he, on the way? And I bought a very expensive piece from him, so I suspect he's not going that way at all. I suspect he is now heading for Lower Louisiana. If he takes that, there's a good chance he might also take Upper Louisiana as well. So I now have to consider, do I go to war with the United Provinces now, or do I let the United Provinces take this place, exhaust themselves, and then take it back from him afterwards, so I'm at war with the United Provinces without ever having had to go to war with France? Next decision to make, we'll see.